Good afternoon, class. My name is Eni Lode. As usual, I want us to look at Ielts on the introduction. If you can recall what we did in our last video, I gave an overview of what the Tax 2 essay is all about. Let me do a recap. I said the other time that the Tax 2 essay is made up of the introduction, the main body that contains of the paragraphs, and the conclusion. The introduction has the background statement and the thesis statements. Then the main body has the paragraphs. Then we have the conclusion. Let me go on further in the recap. I remember that I said the thesis statement summarizes what the essay is all about. It gives you an idea of what the essay is going to be about. Hence, the examiner will know what you are actually writing. The thesis statement also addresses the tax. And if you can recall, I said there are various types. We have agree or disagree, advantages and disadvantages, proffering a solution, answering any two questions, discussing 2 points of view, and giving your own opinion. And I also said that the main body has the paragraphs, and that each of the paragraphs has the topic sentence and the supporting details. Talking about the supporting details, those are the ideas that build up the topic set, that build up the paragraph. If you can recall, the introduction has the topic sentence and the main ideas. Then we talked about the conclusion, which is a restatement of the introduction. That is, the conclusion would come in form of generalization, prediction, summary, and question, asking a question. So now we are going to look at introduction. In the last video, I said we are going to look at an example, that is flogging of children in schools should be banned. Now we are going to look at the introduction in this particular statement. The task there is, to what extent do you agree or disagree? That's the task. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Or it will come in, do you agree or disagree? Now, looking at this, like I said, when you are going to start writing, you need to plan yourself. Organize your writing. Organize the ideas you want to write down, you want to put down. Because the examiner needs to know the keywords, what you actually want to put in. Now, if you look at this word, flogging, schools, and banned, they are keywords in this sentence. Another word for flogging could be using the use of the cane. Then schools could be educational facilities. Then banned, we could use prohibited. We could also use abolished. We could also use phased out. So it depends on how you want to use it or on how you want to rephrase it. Like I always say, paraphrase it. Do not use the examiner's words. Flogging of children could be using the cane on children in schools should be prohibited. So you can see it still has the same contextual meaning. It has not departed from the interpretation. Now, let us write the introduction. introduction could be schools perceive that some schools perceive that using the cane on children improves the behavior, improves their behavior. You can see I have paraphrased it. I disagree with this view. I disagree with this view. And support the idea that it should be that flogging should be phased out of schools. So you can see I've given my opinion here. This is still the introduction. First, I'm now going to give my reason. That's the main ideas. First, it is a child abuse. It is a child abuse. In addition, children have collapsed under the weight of the cane. This is the introduction. Looking at this introduction, you can guess the topic sentence, the thesis statement. The thesis statement has already given us an idea of what I'm going to write in the subsequent paragraphs. Here we have the main ideas. In every introduction, we must have the thesis statement and the main ideas. The main ideas here, I've paraphrased it. Now the main idea, I said first, it is a child abuse. That is one main idea. Another main idea is children, in addition, children have collapsed under the weight of the cane. What am I trying to say? This is a paragraph on its own. When I now go to the next paragraphs, I'm now going to write on that first, it is a child abuse. That will be the second paragraph. This will be the topic sentence with a supporting details. Then the third paragraph is going to talk about children have collapsed under the weight of the cane. Then I will get the supporting ideas to build on that paragraph. Okay. Now, looking at the second paragraph, it's going to be why some schools believe that flogging children can lead to improvement in behavior. Others are of the view that in this current dispensation, it is no more effective than non-physical punishment. Rather, it is a child abuse. Recall, rather it is a child abuse. And if you can recall in the last video, I said the topic sentence could come either at the first sentence, the middle sentence, or the last sentence, which I have just done. Then the third paragraph, which has to do with children could collapse under the weight of the cane. flogging in school. Flogging in school is not necessary. Teachers should flog children according to their physique and sizes. According to their physique and sizes. Some children are fragile. As a result of that, some children have collapsed under the weight of the cane because their physique could not carry the cane. You can see I have done the second paragraph and the third paragraph. Then talking about the conclusion. The conclusion, as I said, could be generalization. It could be predictive. It could be a summary. It could be a restatement. It could come in form of a question. Now, the conclusion will come this way. Flogging is seen. He said to come this way. In conclusion, flogging is seen as a form of corporal punishment to maintain discipline. However, it has negative consequences. Flogging in school should be abolished and phased out. Thank you. Please, I encourage us to like and share this video. Thank you.